Hello, this is Michele Knight, and this is your monthly overview for the whole of May. Now, this month brings a little bit of relief to all of us. The skies are bringing us back down to earth. The first few months of this year have all been quite heady and quite intense. You may have been feeling impulsive. You may have been feeling as if you have had all sorts of spiritual revelations and ideas about breaking through in life and changing and transforming, even in ways that you didn't count on, that you never thought were possible. The whole of 2013 is about change and being true to our spiritual soul. Fortunately, as we move into May, the energy is grounded. So whatever we've all been going through, whatever spiritual revelations, whatever wisdom has descended upon us, we can now bring that energy forward and turn it into a practical reality. Whatever's been going on in your mind or in your life, you can dig deep now and lay some foundations. Also, you might find more on a global level that people are becoming a little bit more, particularly to do with countries, territorial or trying to stake boundaries in a way that isn't necessarily good. And it's up to us with our evolving consciousness to send out peace and love and harmony to the whole during this month, so that any foundations that are laid have very deep and beautiful roots. We kick off with Mercury, the planet of communication, entering Taurus on the 1st. And there's a sense that you can speak your mind and your truth and be very strong about that. However, the energy in general is a little bit of stubbornness as well as commitment. So be careful of that. And if someone's being stubborn with you, be compassionate and understand that they are trying to speak their truth. And if you handle it with love, hopefully it can shift. We have an amazing meteor shower happening on the 5th, which hopefully will bring down some inspiration and further spiritual progression for all of us. And on the 8th, there is a Mercury and Mars conjunction in Taurus, and Taurus conjunct the Sun in Taurus and trine Pluto in Capricorn. I don't think that made much sense to you, but basically it's a very, very earthy and intense time. You might find yourself getting stuck in May in a certain viewpoint. If you can overcome that and you can grow and evolve and fly free of your ideas, knowing that you are not your ideas. And in fact, if you look back to 10 years ago, the ideas you had about life, even maybe some of your principles and your ideas about things that are very, very concrete are probably very different now. Ideas are not you. Look into your soul and allow stability to mean something different in 2013. We have Venus, the planet of love, on the 9th, going into Mercurial Gemini. So we all have the opportunity to look at our relationships and see that there are two directions in all relationships, and pay attention to being in the moment in our love and finding out what that means. It's a time to think about love. It's a time to write about love. It's a time to communicate love. And not just individual romantic love, but our love for each other, our love for the planet, our love as one consciousness. And that's a very, very powerful energy starting from the 9th. We also have a new moon in Taurus on the 10th. Now, new moons are all about positive change and a brand new cycle. And you can make a wish on a new moon. You can cast out a desire. You can plant a seed in the darkness of the new moon. And it's really focused on your sense of security in the world. And as we know, the irony of feeling secure is knowing that everything changes and that we have no control over what those changes are, but we do have control how we react to things in the moment. This is a time where you're going to look at your own stability in a new way. You can lay new foundations and you can be secure in a way that you haven't up until now in your life. It's a new cycle for you. Mercury enters Gemini on the 15th. Oh, there is also a solar eclipse on the 10th. So that's about wiping out and going through a lot of change, but it's an annual thing. So whatever you went through last year around that eclipse, look for the patterns. We have the Sun entering Gemini, and then we shift from feeling grounded in May to moving forward to being more thoughtful and our ideas taking precedence. And any ideas that you put out there spread. We are contagious beings. Our minds, our thoughts, everything that we share spreads from person to a certain degree. Sometimes it's like a huge, other times it'll only affect a few individuals. But we are responsible for the ideas that we generate. And by the end of May, your ideas will be souped up and super empowered. So make sure you're spreading what you want to spread, the seeds of what you want to create, your seeds of love, your seeds of wisdom. And also you will be able to pick up other ideas more strongly. So mix with people whose ideas inspire you rather than people whose ideas bring you down. Because otherwise, you know, if you're full of that kind of contagion, it stops you going along with your own spiritual flow. There's a super full moon on the 25th in Sagittarius. And this is a time where you have the opportunity to look at anything in your life that you're not expanding, you're not growing, you're not sending out there. What do you want to do? If you were boundless and free, what would you do with your life? The universe is shining a light upon us all and going, be free. You're going to feel it. It might be slightly overwhelming. You might realize that in some ways you're limiting yourself in surprising ways, or you might have a sudden emotional urge to do something you've never done before, to go on an adventure. We have Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Gemini on the 28th. It's a time of good fortune, particularly if you're communicating love. And again, not just love for ourselves or love for other people, but love for all of us as the whole. But of course, your relationship with yourself and the words you speak in your mind are very important at the end of the month. So be kind to yourself, say nice things to yourself, speak to yourself with love and relate to yourself as if your own best friend. And you should notice great healing shifts. We have Mercury then on the 31st entering Cancer. And at the end of the month, the very end of this month, heading towards the next month, we're going for a phase where it's all about nurturing ourselves and others. This is a powerful month to ground ourselves, to pay attention to our ideas, to spread the seeds of what we want into the universe, and generally feel a little bit more that we've got our feet on the ground after the huge emotional and spiritual shifts of the first couple of months of this year. I send you much love and I'll speak to you soon. Have a fabulous May.